What's up? MOGCubing. Welcome to 6-flip EOLR. Let's get into it. So generally, you want to avoid 6-flip EOs with an alternate CMLL that affects EO differently. A lot of times you can do a wide R at the beginning and end if it starts with an R move, or somewhere in between that'll affect EO, or you can just learn an entirely different algorithm. So generally, you want to avoid 6-flip EOs with an alternate CMLL that affects EO differently. A lot of times you can do a wide R at the beginning and end if it starts with an R move, or somewhere in between that'll affect EO, or you can just learn an entirely different algorithm. But with that being said, let's get into the cases. Our first case is where they're both misoriented, obviously, and they're adjacent in the top layer. For this one, we want to find the edge that is in between adjacent corners. So this one is in between opposite corners, and this one's in between adjacent corners. So now that we know where that is, we're going to bring it to the M slice, and we're going to orient it. There will always be an adjacent edge, but the other one will sometimes be opposite, like this one, or matching. So in this case, it's adjacent, we oriented it. And now, if you look at EO with misoriented centers in mind, this is oriented, and these three are misoriented. So that's an arrow. And that's the other bad edge there. So with that, you do a move there to bring this diagonal from it, and then you do your arrow, however you like, and that will give you EO. And now, since we chose to put an adjacent one here, we're always going to get a special insert with this other edge. So in this case, it's the MU2M special insert, but sometimes you'll get the M prime U2M special insert. With that being said, let's get into the next case. So this next case is done almost identically. It is when you have the LR edges in two different layers, and here you want to put the one in the U layer on the left and right, and then orient this one in the bottom so that it stays in the bottom but orients. With that, you then have your arrow, and then you can do EO, then you can solve your LRs as usual. For this one, there's no trick to always get a special insert, but it is always optimal to do it this way. For this last case is when they're opposite. They can either be opposite like this, or in the bottom. And actually, we want to set them up so that they're in the bottom. And then, see, this is a blue one. We'll bring the blue corners to the front, and then we're going to do this: an M prime, a U move, and another M prime, and this will give us a 1-1 case. And since we lined up the corners, this edge on the side will be solved. Now this is the oriented misoriented case. If you want to see the full set of 1-1 cases, there will be a link up here. But with that being said, you do a U2 from here to set up to this. Actually, just kidding. You actually just do a single U move to set it up so that the good edge is above the good edge in the D layer. The good LR edge, I mean. And then you insert this edge down to here, like so. Then you'll do a U2, and then you will have a cancellation with your good arrow, because we lined up the corners at the beginning. Hey, if you watched all the way through the series, then be sure to subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss future videos from me. If this helped, leave a like. And if there's anything you didn't understand or I messed up, be sure to explain it to me in the comments. Godspeed.